So golfing video games aren't really my forte. I do have a few of them, but they aren't my absolute favorite. I used to play, I think it was this one specifically as a kid, and I wanted to have another one like this just because it was fun and it brings me down memory lane. But to be honest, when it comes to golfing video games, the covers are always typically the same, just a variation in terms of who is on the cover. I know, like, the primary staple for golfing games used to be Tiger Woods, and then I think they've had John Daly on the cover once or twice, and I think they've even had Rory McIlroy on the cover. I'm not at all sure who this is. I'm not very familiar with golfers anymore, so I couldn't tell you. But it's still a pretty straightforward cover art. It's still at least nice to look at, and you'll see variants where they, have the golfer standing in front of their favorite golf course or their favorite hole, whatever the case might be. But for a PlayStation 1 game, it's pretty straightforward, and luckily the price tag sticker doesn't cover anything important or anything like that. I wish it wasn't on there at all, but that's what happens when you buy from local game stores sometimes. Although the one that I go to typically makes sure they put it somewhere like that, where it doesn't matter. But regardless, the side of it is kind of cool right here. It has that transparent spot where you can see through, and it almost makes this look 3D, like these bumps right here. It's just a picture, obviously, but it does sort of look 3D, which I kind of like. It's kind of cool. And then you just have the EA Sports at the bottom there, and then PGA Tour 98. This one being a sports game, you're not really going to have anything fancy on the side, especially with it being a golfing game, so it just has PGA Tour 98. Can't really fault it or anything like that for not having a crazy design. I mean, this is PS1. Sometimes they would have crazy designs or really cool designs, but not the sports ones as much. It's usually like Crash Bandicoot type games or things like that. When you open it up, though, it's actually a lot in one package, and I appreciate this a lot. So, on the right-hand side here, you have the disc itself, which essentially reuses the cover art, and then it kind of expands it to the left a little bit more rather than just having the black PlayStation branding. You can actually see a little bit more, but it's kind of just blurred out. But there is a tree back there. Kind of nice to look at, I guess. But, yeah, it's nothing fancy, but at least they put effort into it, and then you have PlayStation logo right there in the box instead of that strip like it is on the cover. And then behind that, you have the classic EA Sports. It's in the game, which is the soundbite that you hear pretty much any time you load up a golfing game or really any game from EA Sports. If you've ever played an EA Sports game, it's pretty much a staple sound for loading it up. Now on the left side here, you have a couple of different things. Here is the registration card where you can register and get free stuff. Kind of cool. Although it's 2025, so I'm pretty certain this is expired by now. There is no expiration date notice on this, so I would be curious if I were to fill this out and send it in if it would work, but I highly doubt it. And then this is just the back side of the card. I might actually look this up and just put it in the description of this video if it's still active. And then you get this advertisement book, which is basically a booklet where it shows you all the other games that they have available for you to purchase. So if you open it up and then just expand it like this, you can see the other games. Like I said, it's purely just an advertisement card, but it's still nice to be able to see these again because these days these don't exist. Everything is just done through online, social media, and other forms. So it's like they don't really exist. And then, of course, you got Jeff Gordon right here. I did watch NASCAR when I was a kid, and Jeff Gordon, 24 Jeff Gordon, was my favorite racer. And then on the opposite side, it just continues. Pretty sure I never played a single soccer or FIFA game in my entire life. It's like the one sport that I never played the video game for or played in real life. Never could care about soccer. And then lastly, the instructions booklet, which is pretty rare these days. Now, as I usually do, I'll pretty much just pan through each page and just let you look at it all. Though I do want to say, it's nice to have these diagrams on the page. I miss seeing these. It's also nice to see the credits in the paperwork too. Not something that you see a whole lot of. And then it's pretty much just the EA warranty and all that, legal information. And as you can see, it's definitely not a thin paperwork. It's on the thicker side because it consists of all the information that you could possibly want or need. And considering this is a casual game, the more information that you can have, the better. But here is the back side of the case. Just has a basic screenshot up there, which is nice to see. And then one down there as well for the screens menu. And then they include some of the courses within this game, which has got Pebble Beach Golf Links, a pretty well-known golf course. Colonial Country Club. I'm not as familiar with that one as I am with Pebble Beach, but it's still good for my recollection. TPC of Scottsdale is kind of a unique course. The Bay Hill Club, I do not remember that one at all. But then TPC at Sawgrass, which is my favorite golf course of all time. I actually love playing at TPC Sawgrass, and it's partially because of that one hole that's surrounded by water. I just think it's really cool. But overall, it's a fun, casual game to play if you've got a PS1 still. I wouldn't be playing this frequently like I might be with the NHL games, but it's still nice to have this one. Absolutely is. And I would say that if you enjoy golf games, why not grab it? Especially if you have a small price tag like that one right there, $3.